If you're moving to Monroe, Louisiana, here are 5 pros you can expect and 5 cons you must know about. Unless you know about the city, the town, or even the state that you're moving to, you have some hesitations when it comes to moving to the next spot. If you're moving to Monroe, Louisiana, here are 5 cons. I want to start with those first. Number 1, the weather. The weather is extremely unpredictable. In one day, you may have your umbrella, your flip-flops, and you may have on your rain boots. You just never know. When you're moving to Monroe, Louisiana, you should be prepared for all types of weather, because when I say unpredictable, at the top of the day it may rain, towards the middle of the day it may be beautiful bright sunshine, and at the very end of the day it could be as cold as ice. At all times I am preparing with raincoat, umbrella, rain boots, but also jacket, sweater, anything that you would need to keep yourself warm. No matter how talented, how educated or prepared a meteorologist is, there's no way that they can truly predict Louisiana weather, even in Monroe. We've seen tornadoes come through, unexpected, very short notice to take shelter, things like hail, extreme rains, where we actually experience flooding. If you're moving here and you're buying a home, there's a possibility you may need flood insurance. The weather is very unpredictable, which leads me to the second con. The second con is humidity. I cannot say enough about humidity in Monroe, Louisiana. It is like moisture in the air that truly affects how hot you get. People that perspire a lot, humidity is going to amplify that. The main thing is your appearance in most cases just causes your hair to be so extremely frizzy, and it can completely mess up your look. This is the reason why this is an updo most of the time, but the humidity is high in our area. That leads me to the third con, which would be the pollen. It's more seasonal because that doesn't last all year long, but when the spring even thinks that she's gonna peep her head through, the pollen count in Monroe, Louisiana is typically high. The pollen can be so great, you can see it floating in the air almost like a light rain. That's pretty heavy pollen. The pollen will be so thick that you can actually see it on the cars, on vehicles where there's a yellow coating. That affects me for sure, and for most people, a lot of times it's a major issue, and it causes children to be out of school and parents to have to stay home from work because it does affect your system. That leads to allergy season and even sinus issues. In most cases, there are remedies for that, natural remedies, right? If you are a person who's used to things like tonics or drinks that can help to build up your immune system, those are things that you'd want to be aware of. Of course, everybody's not affected by the pollen, so that's a con you want to be prepared for. Now let's move this over to alligators, possums, deer, and other wildlife that may cross the street, the highway, or whatnot. There are crossings of wildlife throughout, especially the interstate. We do have a lot of land in the area that can bring forth the wildlife. You'll often see signs that will tell you crossings for bear or deer. You want to be prepared and aware that deer, they are here. And finally, one of the cons that I will say many people mention, and this is because I'm in real estate and I hear people when they come and they visit and they have to go out and eat. They say we're a little heavy on the salt. You go out to eat, it doesn't matter if it's a fast food or one of our restaurants, a lot of times people will say you all are heavy on the salt. When you go in to dine, ask them light on the salt if that's an issue for you. If I'm ever at a fast food restaurant or drive-through, I'm asking no salt on those fries for me. That can be a con because most of us, we're far more health conscious now than we've ever been. That may be something to be aware of when you come to Monroe, Louisiana. So let's move on to the pros. Everybody wants to know about the pros. These are even more important than those cons. Number 1, especially as a real estate agent, our homes are very well finished. When I go to other areas, I see that homes are not trimmed out, don't have those little details that makes a home feel really secure. We're a little more traditional in the styles of homes in the area, or we have an Arcadian style. In most cases, you're gonna find that there's crown molding, we have tray ceilings, there's a little bit of an ornateness when it comes to our architecture when you're looking at houses. That would definitely be a pro. Another pro would be we have an airport, we have a college, so it's a college town, several major shopping stores because we do have a mall here, we have a Target, and we have many of the well-known restaurant chains here in Monroe, Louisiana, West Monroe, Louisiana, where you'll enjoy going out for dinner and things like that. It's a small city, yet we have a lot of the amenities that you would find in other areas that are thriving. Another pro that I think can be attractive pretty much to anyone, especially if you're moving from an extreme high-paced life. This is a slower-paced city, meaning you don't have extreme times in traffic. You know, after hours at the end of the day, you're not typically sitting in traffic for 30-40 minutes. There's not anywhere in Monroe that is difficult to get to. To get from point A to point B, 15-20 minutes, you should be there. 30 minutes max in most cases. The traffic here is a slower pace, which can be extremely attractive. Which takes me to number 4. Another pro for our Monroe, Louisiana is great Cajun food. We're still in Louisiana. It's Northeast Louisiana, which is very different from South Louisiana, but we still have that South Louisiana cuisine. It is Louisiana cuisine. Good Cajun, spicy, beautiful seafood. If you love seafood, if you love Cajun, if you're into spice, if you just love Louisiana cuisine, you'll enjoy being in Monroe, because we have plenty of restaurants that are mom and pops, but we also have the big chains that you will enjoy having a great dinner, Louisiana style, in Monroe, Louisiana. We're always waiting for crawfish season to break in so that we can go to Coney Island or Cormier's and have a good big platter full of crawfish. One last pro that I want to mention is we have lots of events in Monroe, Louisiana, and many times they're downtown. Downtown right now is truly being revitalized, so there's a lot of construction happening in the city, but you can go downtown and there's always something happening that is kind of park style. There's lots of music, there are events, opportunities for small businesses, for entrepreneurs to enjoy and come out, sell their products, but to sit with your family, come and hang out and have a good time for all types of events. I even drove through the other day and there was a major car show going on, from vintage vehicles to people who are building extreme motors. But I know that it was happening downtown by the river, which takes me to our bonus pro. We have rivers and bayous here. Lots of fishing happens, boat rides, lots of events for businesses, but also events for just having an amazing time with friends and family out on the water. Beautiful scenery, an opportunity for beautiful photography. You will enjoy the downtown area and enjoy being able to access our rivers and our bayou. It makes for beautiful evenings, beautiful sunsets, and opportunity to experience something completely different and not just riding in a vehicle, but get in the boat, hang out, and enjoy the night. So that was a list of 10 pros and cons together with a bonus in there. But tell me, have you ever been to Monroe? Do you live in Monroe? Are you a developer or even a buyer who's looking to come to the area? Leave a note in the comments and tell me about your experience or of what you'd like to know from me. If there's any way that I can help, I'm Tiffany Smith and I'm ready to make sure that you get your questions answered and see maybe Monroe's for you. But don't forget, like this video. Give me a like because it helps me to help YouTube know what I'm sharing with you is worth you viewing. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.